This is Booming Your Bottom Line, America's #1 podcast for small business owners serving the aging baby boomers. We're going to give you what you need to reach, earn, and keep some of the 76 million boomer consumers in your community. Here are your hosts, Mark Hager and Aaron Murphy, with this week's serving of tips, ideas, and insight you need to supercharge your business.
Welcome to Booming Your Bottom Line, a weekly podcast where we talk about how to start, grow, or expand your existing small business by serving the specific needs of the aging baby boomer population. I'm Mark Hager, and with me is my co-host, Aaron Murphy. Hey, Aaron.
Hi, Mark. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Are you ready to get a new perspective about your business? Ready to get down to brass tacks? Make the magic that is going to get you more boomer customers for your business? Is this going to be your year where you make the required paradigm shift and put the required work to get the barely making it to finally comfortable or good to great for your business? Well, if you are, Aaron and I are ready to help you get going in that direction with some insight, tips, and actionable tasks to make it happen for you.
That's right. Yeah, today we're going to take a look at some of the reasons your prospective customers aren't buying from you. You know it. I know it. Some don't. Okay, let's face that. We come across this in one way or another. Potential customers every day, and for some reason, they don't choose us. They don't buy from us. A lot of things can affect that purchasing decision, and we want to talk about some of that stuff today in depth. We want to focus on things that serve a dual purpose, okay, for you and your business too. The two birds with one stone approach is what we'd like to tackle today. And what I mean is we're going after things that can influence not just a purchasing decision by a client, but that have other benefits to your small business as well. So make sure you hang on till the end of this one. We're going to give you some steps you can take to course correct and get a little bit better at influencing purchasing decisions. This isn't an episode we want you to bail out early on, okay? The major add value at the end, we're building up to that, so stick around with us.
Right, so all things being equal, and by that I mean, a customer doesn't have or know about any negative experiences with you. And that's an entirely different subject on service recovery. Here's some of the reasons why a person may not buy. One, they don't know about you. And that could be because you have insufficient or inappropriate marketing. And by appropriate, I mean relevant to them, in a way that they can identify with. And you also may have too small a reach. Your messages are not reaching enough people, and this could be because you're focused on the wrong places to have a presence in. Another reason that they don't buy from you could be because they don't trust you. And that's not always a negative thing. I mean, I'm not saying because you're untrustworthy. I mean, as a consumer, they don't trust your brand.
Right.
They don't have an affinity for it. That could be because they haven't been exposed to you or your company or your brand enough. Maybe they've not been educated about your particular types of products, services, or your industry, or even your standing in their community. And maybe they don't have social proof that you are right for them. And by that I mean referrals or reviews or even testimonials.
Yeah, absolutely. And referrals is a good point, Mark. I mean, I see in our age group demographic, people go on Facebook and say, hey, who do you know who does XYZ in area A, B, and C, meaning geographically, right? The June and Ward Cleaver used to ask in the pew at church. Mm-hmm. Right? Who's your plumber? Well, we do that on social media now, but we still are looking for referrals. So.
Oh, yeah. I see that every day.
Absolutely. Okay, another opportunity that might be getting missed is that they're not seeing your relevance, okay? Your product or service might be something they don't understand in relationship to their own lives, all right? If you're trying to explain to somebody what a hamburger is or home health monitoring, then you have to explain why they need one. Then you have to explain why yours is the best one. You might go broke trying to do all three of those things, okay? Yep. So relevance comes into play here, and that comes into buyer timing and marketing timing. Totally another subject matter, but it's something worth considering. Market timing and relevance are pieces of that puzzle as well. So if they don't perceive your brand as relevant to their lifestyle, if you're not present where they're hanging out in the channels they partake in, both physically presence and online presence, whether it's mobile searchability, TV, radio, online, social media, all those things come into play, and all pieces of that puzzle have to be put together correctly. You can't play with just one piece in a puzzle.
Right. Agreed. So those are a few of the reasons why people don't buy from you. To know if those are applicable to you, you kind of need to take a look at, your marketing. Are you reaching customers through their preferred channels? And, like Aaron just said, local search, social media, TV, radio, etc. And for that fact, and this is very important, and a lot of business owners miss this, do you even know what their preferred channels are? Do you know where they are? If you don't, that's probably the first place you should start, is figuring that out. Because no matter what marketing you're doing, you're not going to be reaching them. And if you are in the right places, are you reaching enough people? Okay? And that has to do with the types of messaging that you're doing. It's spreadability, but also the number. It's not just about the number of people. So if you are in the right places and you're reaching them with the right message, what you're saying and how you're saying it is so important, with all potential customers, including boomers. They have a preferred way that they like to engage, just like everybody does. Are you showing them how your business, products, and services are relevant to them? Can they develop an affinity for you because they see you as being not just beneficial, but purposeful in their lives? Are you using the right words, evoking the right emotions, and helping them draw the right conclusions about your company, products, and services? And do they understand what you do and, very important, what you stand for as a brand? Do they see you relevant to their perspective of the world, to their worldview? And world can mean the whole world. It can also mean your community. So, do they think you care? That's very, very important, especially with the boomer demographic.
Absolutely. And I think, the care piece of that puzzle is exactly where you were going with that. And the end game here is, are you inspiring trust? Are you building relationships? Are you present in enough places that your potential client and your leads are present, showing them that you're humanized as a brand and dedicated to them and to your community? Mm-hmm. Are they seeing social proof of your commitment to them and your community? Or do they see customer testimonials from somebody they know from church, somebody mm-hmm. they've seen at the grocery store? And are you out in the community, and are they learning from you? Have you given a speech recently? Have you put on a class where you're teaching somebody something? If someone's indifferent to your brand, meaning they don't have an opinion about you, it can be caused by any of the things that we just mentioned if that's absent in your business plan and your marketing plan.
Right.
And it can be changed, okay? And you should work to grow your presence where your potential clients are, so they can form a frame of reference and an opinion about your brand and make sure that you see, or they see, that you are worth buying from.
Right. So if you suffer from any of those, how do you fix that? Mm-hmm. Well, it's not a quick fix, but it's definitely achievable and worth the effort. First off, like we said before, you've got to know where they are. What media channels do they frequent so you can reach them? Now, in all honesty, I know anybody who hangs out with marketing people, knows that that's the first thing that they're going to tell you is you got to know where they are. But the truth is, they're everywhere. They're on every channel. Okay? Some are on TV more. Some are on social media more. Some are using the internet and local search more. But the point is they're everywhere. And you have to pick some to get started with. You have to pick the ones where you can get some traction relatively quickly. And our advice for that, for what money and time and effort it takes to expend in order to get a win for you and build some long-term benefits is going to be through digital marketing. And digital marketing specifically can mean anything from your website to local search to social media, maybe even a newsletter. Those are things that you can get working the way that they're supposed to, and you can get a return a little bit faster if you focus on the right things. Okay?
Right. Yeah, absolutely true. And they're kids, it's kind of like our joke, Mark, that, I taught Dad to program the VCR.
Yeah.
Right? You reach different places in your business where being the IT guy isn't necessarily your best use of your time, but there's a lot of ways to get help, college interns, whatever. But we've mentioned already a lot of things in brief detail that we actually covered in great depth in earlier podcasts. So if it's not ringing a bell for you, go back to some previous podcasts of ours on content, website, SEO, social media, and get some step-by-step examples there that we've spelled out in the previous episodes of how you can do those things better, okay? And it beats the heck out of spending thousands of dollars a month paying somebody to do it for you. There are some things that we do recommend DIY. There's some things that we recommend you let an expert handle. But go back and watch a few of those. Your end goal here is to make sure that you are putting yourself in a position where your potential customers are seeing you and getting to know you and your brand better.
Right. And we're not saying, obviously, that this is the only way to reach more customers. Let's just be clear about that. There are lots of ways to reach customers. What we are telling you is that this is a way that is going to have an unbeatable long-term benefit and return on investment. I mean, let's just be really frank. We're living in the digital age. If you're not living there with everybody else, you've got a problem, okay? If you haven't grasped it yet, Google and local search is going to drive more leads to you than anything else if you do it right. Okay, there's nothing that you can do right now that will get you more long-term benefit in generating leads and community awareness and getting in front of your potential customers than digital marketing. It's a way to develop these stepped iterations of a relationship with your customers that can be completely personal until the point in time they get into your sales funnel. You cannot accomplish that with any other single system. Okay? You can with digital marketing. So what we're telling you essentially is that you build your digital footprint for your business and make it so Google can send you qualified traffic. It's really that simple. It takes work and it takes a little time, but it is a great investment for your company.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, if you're still driving Fred Flintstone's car, you might want to trade up, right? I mean, it might be time to turn that in. I don't know you'll get any money for it, but all right, so now if you're not sure you really understand this enough, we are willing to teach you how to do it, okay? Mark does have a couple of coaching slots available during his week, and he could take a few of you on one-on-one. But you'd have to want to make this happen, okay? We kind of put the rubber to the road last episode, kind of called you on the table and said, hey, get in or get out. It's time to step up. If you really care, if you're really serious, let's do this. Working with Mark isn't a free exercise one-on-one, of course. The podcast information is. But digging in and drilling down on an individual company basis, that's consulting. So that would take a little time. But again, if you're ready to invest in your company, understand how to reach and engage with the boomer consumer, that's what we're here for. And Mark's going to know, right? If you just take the time to pick up the phone and get through an introductory interview with him, if you're not ready, if you don't have your house in order from a business perspective for growth and change, he's going to know that too. So, but if you think you are ready or you're interested in finding out if you're ready, 5 or 6 questions between you and Mark, you guys will have a chance to talk that through and you're going to know in a hurry. So we hope that you want to make this your year, and we hope that you'll get in touch with them, because if you've gotten any value out of our podcast so far, you'll understand that when it's really time to dig in, you pay somebody and you dive into your business specifically. So if you want to set that up, let Mark know that you want to be one of those few that he accepts. Send an email to smallbusiness@agentplace.com, and please only inquire about this if you're serious, okay? We take on lots of questions and phone calls and things around the podcast, and we help a lot of people for free, but if you're asking to get in and dig in with your business, then it's time to pay for a consultant, and we're here to do that too. So,
all right, and another thing, since you're talking about that, Aaron, in the future, we're going to be offering some step-by-step training on this specific subject, as well as some others. We're going to do some webinars and eventually be rolling out live and virtual training for owners and staff as well. That live or virtual just depend on your budget. As far as digital marketing goes, if you don't want to do it yourself or you can't wait, to get yourself started and you're ready to start seeing some success, like Aaron said, just email me. And if you do want to wait, and I don't know how long it's going to be, we're working towards it as fast as we can, we will let you know when that training is available. So I guess we'll stop here today. We appreciate everybody listening. We hope you found some real value in the points that we made about reaching these customers and taking your business to the next level. Please take a minute and share this episode on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, wherever you choose, and know that it's available on iTunes and Stitcher as well.
Thanks so much for listening to Booming Your Bottom Line with Mark Hager and Aaron Murphy. To learn more about starting, building, and growing a local business that profits in the older consumer niche, just visit the website at agentplace.com/smallbusiness. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter while you're there. If you'd like to get in contact with us, you can email us at smallbusiness@agentplace.com. Fill out the contact form on the website or give us a ring at 865-236-1247. Booming Your Bottom Line is a joint venture of agentplace.com and empowering the mature mind.